There's one question, a couple more questions, but one I really wanted to ask you all. And we were talking about independent hotels earlier, and obviously soft branding has become, I guess, into the forefront. You know, Marriott, and obviously with Ascent Collection and Leo. I mean, are these, and some of you don't have these independent type affiliations yet, where you can just kind of you get all the benefits of being plugged into a hotel company systems without having to change your name and just acting like an independent. Are we going to see more of these types of affiliation programs come out, particularly in mid-scale? And if so, are you guys, without maybe giving us anything, are you thinking about this down the road? Is this something we'll see?
Well, I can tell you, Ascend's been a home run for us. I mean, we just hit the 100 number, so we got about 73 or so open, another 28 or so in development to come online. So it's been a slam dunk for us. But I think in terms of your question, will we see more? I mean, for us, for our model, it worked for two reasons. One, in these high barrier to entry markets, you know, whether it's New York City, South Beach, we just don't have product, right? You know, our mid-scale product, because of land costs or the different barriers to get a mid-scale hotel in some of these gateway cities was difficult. So Ascend gave us that platform to do that. You know, where we have pent up demand coming through the choice system saying, hey, 10,000 room nights wanting to go into South Beach and say, hey, we don't have any choice product. So that gave us the ability to target some existing boutique, historic, or unique properties to plug into the choice platform, knowing that there's pent up demand that we just can't deliver. So there was a need. We were fulfilling a need on two fronts. But if you don't have one of those two or both, either lack of distribution in certain areas or pent up demand, it'll be hard to, you know, to deliver.
But I think you have to be very careful, especially when you have other brands and you're charging fees to your franchisees. You know, because the soft bet brands, I mean, we all recognize, or franchisees know, they're not going to pay as much to you as a typical franchise deal. I mean, that's what's out there. And so what ends up happening is, if I am, you know, one of your respective hotel brands or whatever companies there, and that customer, and I'm paying more for a different brand, I'm going to start being a little bit more upset. So I think to the point where you don't have any other existing brands in that marketplace and taking away at a discounted fee, I think you know, can they grow or can there be a few selective? You just have to be very careful. We don't have any, but you have to be very, very selective from that standpoint, because it could.
I would say the same thing a little differently. Branding is about value proposition. Branding is about providing services at all levels to make your franchise partner successful. And that can come, it's a cost associated with it, and it's resources associated with it too. I have not personally experienced these smaller brands, but how effectively can you provide the resources necessary? Or are you simply putting your name on something for the sake of putting a name on it? So how successful this could create a relationship for a long term, it's yet to be seen. Brand Ascent is young, the brand from Marriott is young. We need to see over a period of time how they evolve. It is too premature to come to a conclusion. In my opinion, as a brand owner and as a hotel owner, I would like to affiliate with a brand where I can expect full level of services, where I can expect full level of marketing, where I can expect full level of training, where I can expect full level of sales that can definitely bring me to a different level of success.
Just to piggyback on Raj, the difference is that the properties that we're targeting for Ascend don't want the typical service and marketing offering that our traditional Comfort, Quality, or Clarion Order wants. They're saying us, look, we already have our strong local name, whether it's big, you know, it's a hotel in South Beach, New York City, we already have our name, we already have our identity. We don't want a traditional brand to detract from that. We're going to continue to do our grassroots street corner marketing to build our own brand, but where we want to help is behind the scenes.
Which they have to get any. We have the 3 Palms brand that we kind of stumbled on. We ran into some condo hotels and we said, how are we going to do a franchise agreement, and trying to drill down to an owner. You really couldn't get an owner. We really had to do something with a management company that wasn't going to sign a traditional agreement. And we got 23 Palms, and they've been very, very successful. But what do you need in business? You need a customer, and you need a product. You know, there's a lot of independent hotels out there, whether you call it a soft brand or not. There's a lot of independent hotels out there that need reservations, they're going to have to buy it from somebody. They need a website, they need reputation management, they need a social media program, and a lot. And what happens, because to your comment on it, what happens on it, a lot of these soft brand hotels, and we have some in like Myrtle Beach, Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, and yes, maybe their fee structure is different, but they actually end up paying us more fees because we give them a whole lot of reservations. You know, we have a hotel in Myrtle Beach, we give 90% of their business comes to our reservation center. We thought it was going to be, just like a single, was a home run. So really, whether you call it a soft brand or not, the franchise companies have excess capacity, like Joyce said, obviously has a tremendous amount of excess capacity, and there's a lot of hotel companies out there, independent hotels that want to buy that, and whether they affiliate with you, or whether they don't, like Magnuson's doing pretty much the same thing. And I think you're going to see it, because we make money on it. It's been very good for us. It's
we would never do it. We have to brand it, and I understand your point, and I agree with Gus. If it continues to grow, and now you get into markets where you've got branded properties in that market, and you're paying a different fee, and you're getting, depending on what they're getting in return, there's going to be some animosity. Right. Now, I remember when Ascent was rolled out, I was in Trinidad at an investment conference, and the rep down there rolled it out that day. And I'm like, okay, what is this? This is an opportunity to get in markets where you can't get into with virtually no PIP. You put a name on it, and you plug it into the system, and you generate revenue. That was the first impression I got, is what it is now. Is that what it is now? I've seen some very nice hotels you guys have, very nice, that have the name. So it's not doing a PIP, but it's taking advantage of somebody who doesn't necessarily want a brand or stick a name up there and getting some benefit. But if I'm a franchisee next door that has a Comfort Inn and an Ascend, I'm going to be looking at, okay, what are they getting better than me? What am I paying for it? What are they paying for it? It's a franchisee.
Let's go back to the value proposition. I mean, I think that there are, again, certain markets like South Beach or whatever.
But still, Gus, as a brand owner, our responsibility is to provide representation of a brand in all markets, not a substitution.
But I think it depends on how many brands you have. I mean,
I understand.
It depends on your brand.
I understand.
We're barely doing this. I mean, thanks for mentioning Leo, but surprisingly enough, I believe, and absolutely everything that Ascend's doing, I think it makes a lot of sense. And it's kind of new, but we started that choice in 2004, and it was a slow start. But I think when things happened at Choice for the right reason, they changed the name. It made a lot of sense. And so we're hoping that guest that's right next door isn't typically the guest that's going to stay at our Leo. It's going to be the guest that's looking for that mid-market experience. It gave us the opportunity to get into upscale. And we got into Vegas. For us, getting into Vegas was huge. So we have 3,000 room hotel right there that we now can deliver guests to Vegas at a high rate, something that typically Red Lion wouldn't be able to do at the business rate that we were getting. So we were able to do that. We're actually going to announce another one this week, maybe tomorrow, I hope.
Why don't you just do it now?
We're publicly traded company.